Hey, this is Ben Merritt, and I've been talking to a country music icon, a legend, and I am so excited to see the show when she comes to the brand new Up District Festival field here in Fargo on June 29th. The one and only Jo Dee Messina. Jo Dee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. This is so cool to get to chat with you. This is an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate you taking some time out to chat with little old me. But this is a really cool show that's going to be happening because I don't know if you've been told this or if they were just going to wait until, but I'm going to break the news. You're the very first performer at this very brand new venue, the Up District here in Fargo. Have you ever played a venue for the very first time ever before in your career?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask me which one it was. I did, though. It was a theater, I think.
Okay. I just didn't know if that happened all that often or whatever it may be, but I think some people, obviously it's an honor that you're the one that's getting asked to be the one to christen the sound and all that. Or is it a big kind of like, oh my God, is it going to sound okay scenario?
No, I think, places like this do a pretty good job at getting the equipment they need and having it sound good.
Okay,
good.
It
was brand new. They probably built it for the acoustics, so I'm not concerned at all.
Okay. If you're not worried, then I'm not worried, and I know that we shouldn't be because it's going to be an awesome show. But you're coming to the Up District Festival field on June 29th. Going to be a great show, and honestly, you're bringing the whole bag with you, I'm sure, too, because a lot of people know of Jo Dee Messina. She is a legend. I'm speaking of you in the third royal vernacular now, by the way.
Oh, geez. No need.
But it's honestly, your career has spanned a couple of decades now, 3 decades now, with Heads Carolina coming out in 1996. We're coming up on the 30th anniversary of that one. How exciting is that?
Well, it's not quite there yet.
I said coming up.
Golly. I haven't even thought about it because it's not close yet.
Okay. I will back away from that then at least, but
It's been around. It's been around for a while. It's been around since 1996, and just gets new fans all the time. We've been doing touring constantly since that single came out, and we have phenomenal turnout and all ages. So you got 8-year-olds singing Heads Carolina, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. You know what I mean? And
right.
It's just runs the gamut.
And obviously with Cole Swindell's help on, his recent single as well, too, kind of reigniting the fire underneath your classic tune and you working with Cole and doing some performances on television and all that as well, too. That had to have been another nice little boost and showed the next generation, like, Jo Dee Messina still got it.
Well, it was sure fun to do all that stuff with him.
Absolutely. But that, surprisingly, I didn't realize this, wasn't your first number one. It was your first single, but not your first number one.
Yeah.
You had a handful of those, but the first one being Bye Bye. Again, so many iconics. I'm All Right, Stand Beside Me, That's the Way, Bring on the Rain, which I also looked into this, was the first time that Tim McGraw did a duet without Faith Hill. That's got to be kind of cool, but he's been a part of your career since the beginning as well, too.
Yeah. He co-produced the records and had some background ideas and was like, hey, can I sing on it? I was like, sure, dude.
He came to you and asked to sing on it? That's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, it was a different time, though. He just broke out. It was pre-Faith, it was before, I don't even think he knew Faith back then, but yeah. We were in the studio and he heard what he wanted to hear as a background part. And he was like, oh man, you mind if I sing that?
It was a big hit. That's for sure. You got a Grammy nomination off of that one as well, too.
Well, yes, it's been a great one. That song was really interesting because, it was like, it's what you call a throwaway single. It had been on the record. The record had 3 singles already. And that song I didn't know it was ever going to be a single. And so we needed to get some time between 2 records, and they released that one.
Absolutely. And went on to be a big iconic tune as well, too. So, but honestly, you've got new stuff out all the time as well, too. You just released a new single about a year ago now called Just to Be Loved. Tell us about that one.
Well, it It's it's about a story about a girl that was always, so free and happy, and then she opened the door to the internet, and her world kind of came crashing in. She felt like she had to change who she was just to be loved. And so anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. It's don't change who you really are just to be loved, because the way that God made you, he made you perfectly and with a purpose. And so I thought that was just really important for people to know. Don't change who you are to be loved.
Absolutely. That's a very important message, especially in this world of social media, bullying and trolls and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely cuts to the heart on a lot of that. So
yeah.
And the Heads Carolina, Tails California, the best of Jo Dee Messina as well too. If you want to get all the top singles, that's available out there as well too. Does it feel weird to have a best of collection, at this point in time in your career, or does it just seem like it's the right step?
We wanted to just do something fun, get a fun project out there, and we pressed it on vinyl. And so that was kind of the thing with that project, is we wanted to press it on vinyl, repackage the hits, and just make it available to whoever wanted it.
Right. Yeah, your career started at a point when vinyl was even dead at that point in time. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I was never on vinyl.
Going from buying vinyl to finally having something on vinyl, that's kind of be cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, I'm on the phone with Jo Dee Messina, getting ready for her show June 29th at the Up District Festival Field here in Fargo. She's going to be the very first artist ever to perform on that stage here in town. Doors are at 5 o'clock. Tickets are available at jadepresents.com. I have a question for you. You've had lots of tours, you've had lots of duets. Is there someone on your list that you'd still like to go out on the road with for like a full-fledged tour, or maybe go into the studio with for, your next big duet?
My next big duet. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many people out there. So just anytime, like Fair and Festival season is my favorite, because I get to see so many different artists, established artists, new artists. And so I just enjoy getting to perform with anybody, really. We just have a blast.
That's cool. Yeah, I love the Fair and Festival season as well, too, because it's kind of like where country music was born, hitting the county fairs, hitting the state fairs and stuff like that. That's where like the majority of the audience lives.
Yep. Yep, and we love them.
All right. Well, Jo Dee, we're excited. It's going to be a great show. And honestly, I'm going to be there with the biggest sign that just says, Jo Dee Messina, we love you. And I cannot wait. Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me today and getting everybody excited for the show that's coming.
All right. Well, thank you so much.